Hello students, in this video class, we are going to discuss more on the return type of methods. Okay, let us start. Listen. Yes, control a backspace. Okay, listen. Public, public class, same example. Okay, adder, ADDER, adder class. Then within this class, I will define a method add with two formal parameters. The first formal parameter is n1 and the second formal parameter is n2. Okay. Now, what should be the return type of this particular method? Suppose int. Okay. Then let us make it static. Okay, you can make it non-static also. If you make it static, you have to call it by class name. Okay. If you are making it non-static, then you will have to create an object of the corresponding class. Clear? Now, let us make it public. Okay. And then within the block of this add method, I will add the values of n1 and n2. Clear? And store the result in a local variable with name sum. Okay. So what should be the data type of sum? Int. No doubt, int. Okay. Then since the return type of this method is int, the method will return an int type value and we are interested to return the sum. Yes or no? Now listen. What if we do not define the main method? Okay, what will happen if I leave the class like this? Okay, the class is adder class, and within that class only one method is there, and the name of the method is add, which will take two values. Why? Because the method here add method is parameterized method having two formal parameters. So whosoever will call this method, he or she will have to pass two integer values. The first integer value will be received by the formal parameter n1 and the second integer value will be received by the second formal parameter n2. Let me show it to you. Close, right click. Now, when I right click, I can see the add method. What is the reason? Because the method is static. Okay, if the method is non-static, then you cannot see the method just by right clicking on the class. See, now you cannot see the method. Okay, you will have to create an object, and then if you right click over the object, then you can see the add method, because now the add method is non-static. Okay, so let me make it static. Okay, control K, no syntax error, close, right click, and then add. Now this is the method call box. Clear? The first value, let me pass 10, and the second value, let me pass 20. Okay. So when I am clicking on the OK button, here only I am getting the result 30. Why? Because this add method, which is defined within class adder, returns the sum of the two values which were passed while calling the add method. Okay. So when I pass, suppose 40 and 50, the method will give back a value which will be the sum of 40 and 50. So the method will return what? 50 plus 40, 90. Okay. The method will return 90, the sum of 40 and 50. Clear? But here in this case, nowhere we are using this value. Okay. The method has returned, but we have to use this value. If we have to use this value, you can use this value for some other purpose, for some other calculation, or you can use this value to print on the output screen. It totally depends upon you. Clear? What you have to do with this particular value. Suppose if I have to print this value on the output screen. See, now this value is coming from the method because the method is returning this value 90. And we can see this value over the method result box. But what if I want the same value on the output screen? I will have to use system.out.println. And as I've already told you, we cannot write system.out.println without a method. So for that particular purpose, let me define another method. Okay, let me define another method, that is main method. Now you can define the main method within class adder, or you can create another class within which you can define the main method. Okay, let me define the main method within the same class. Okay, public public static static void void main capital str ing string array space args. Okay, and now let me call the add method by passing two values, suppose 10 and 20, 10 and 20. Okay, now you can see control K, no syntax error. Clear? Now here what is happening, listen, very, very important. Here what is happening, listen. Yes, so we will call the main method, and the value 10, this value 10 will be received by the formal parameter n1, and this value 20 will be received by the formal parameter n2. So n1 will have the value 10 and n2 will have the value 20, because here the value 10 is getting passed and here the value 20 is getting passed. Is this clear? Okay, now what the method is doing, listen, the method is adding the values of n1 and n2, that is, it is adding 10 plus 20, which is equal to 30, and 30 is stored in the variable sum. And when it is returning sum, it means it is returning the value 30. Where? From where the method was called. I mean here. So at this particular place, the method will return a value, and the value is none other than 30. Okay, so here 30 is written by the method. But here also nowhere we are using the value 30 which is written by the add method. So if I will close it and right click and call the main method from within its block, it will call the add method, no doubt. Okay, and while calling the add method, the values 10 and 20 will be passed, and this method will return the sum of 10 and 20, that is 30. But nowhere we are using, okay, nowhere we are using. Okay, so click on OK button. You can see output screen has not opened. What is the reason? Output screen opens only if we write system.out.println. That is the reason why we have to store that particular value which is returned by the method in a separate variable, So we have to store this value 30. Yes or no? We have to store this value 30. So I will write what? S. I will write here S, and S will be the local variable of main method. So I have to declare it once again. Okay, so don't get confused. Sum is the local variable of add method, and S is the local variable of main method. Then here after this you can print what? System.out.println what? Sum is equal to, or directly you can write S. So you'll get the sum. Now listen. Okay, so I will write here is equal to, suppose the value which is written by the add method, if I have to store it in variable S, so I need to declare variable S, and I can write system.out.println S. ठीक है, तो पहले क्या हो रहा था, पहले मैं सिर्फ ऐड मेथड को कॉल कर रहा था, वैल्यू 10 20 पास कर रहा था, तो 10 चला जा रहा था वेरिएबल n1 में, या कह सकते हो फॉर्मल पैरामीटर n1 के पास, ये वैल्यू 20 चला जा रहा था n2 के पास, 10 20 ऐड हो जा रहे थे ऐड मेथड के ब्लॉक के अंदर और सम में स्टोर हो जा रहे थे। फिर वो मेथड सम को रिटर्न कर रहा था, मतलब 10 + 20 30 वैल्यू को रिटर्न कर रहा था। लेकिन हमने तो सिर्फ यही लिखा था, रिटर्न कर रहा था, लेकिन वो वैल्यू जो कि रिटर्न हुआ था वो यूज नहीं हो रहा था। अभी मैंने क्या किया, वो जो वैल्यू यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, मैंने उस वैल्यू को वेरिएबल एस में स्टोर कर दिया। तो वेरिएबल एस को डिक्लेयर करना पड़ेगा डेटा टाइप इंट से। ठीक है, और फिर मैंने जब यहाँ पे एस को प्रिंट किया तो आउटपुट, अब मेन मेथड को कॉल करने से आउटपुट आएगा 30। ठीक है, क्लोज, राइट क्लिक, मेन मेथड, ओके, सी द आउटपुट इज 30, द आउटपुट इज 30। ओके, सो इट इज वेरी सिंपल। हाँ, और एक चीज है, सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंटलन के अंदर क्या हम किसी मेथड को कॉल कर सकते हैं? लिसन, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, very very important, listen, if I write system dot out dot println, if I call a method, assume the method is m1, okay, assume the method is m1, can I call? So this is correct, okay, this statement is correct when, if the return type of m1 method is apart from void, if the return type of, if the return type of m1 method is apart from void, is apart from void, very very important, and this statement will be incorrect, okay, this statement will be incorrect if the return type of m1 method, if the return type of m1 method, if the return type of m1 method is void. Now what is the reason? I will tell you, listen, see, in this example, instead of storing that particular value which is returned by the add method in variable s, can I directly call the add method from within the parenthesis of system.out.println add, and if I pass 10, 20, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. We will get no syntax error. What is the reason? Listen, very very important. What is the reason? Okay, listen, see, we will call the main method. First of all, we will call the main method from within the body of main method, or we can say from within the block of main method. Please do not focus on this particular statement initially. Focus on whatever is written within the parenthesis of println. Now within the parenthesis of println, I have called a method. Which method? Add method. So the value 10 is getting passed to the formal parameter n1, and the value 20 is getting passed to the formal parameter n2. So here the value 10 is getting passed, and here the value 20 is getting passed. So n1 is holding the value what? 10, and n2 is holding the value 20. Okay, now here 10 plus 20. So the result will be 30. 30 will be stored in the variable sum, and it will return the value 30. It will return the value 30. When it returns the value 30, okay, so this value 30 is returned at this particular place. Which particular place? Here. So since there is some value, okay, so it can print. Okay, that is the reason why we say within the parenthesis of println method, within the parenthesis of println method means println method के parenthesis के अंदर से भी हम एक मेथड को कॉल कर सकते हैं। बस कंडीशन क्या होना चाहिए? उस मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप void को छोड़ करके कुछ भी होना चाहिए। लेकिन अगर उस मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप अगर void होगा तो फिर यहाँ पे एरर आ जाएगा। ओके, लेट मी शो इट टू यू। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सी, पहले इसको कंपाइल करके आउटपुट दिखा देते हैं, नहीं तो बोलोगे आउटपुट सर आ नहीं रहा है। ये देखो ओके C30। रीजन क्या है? रीजन वही है, यहाँ से तुमने 10-20 पास किया, N1 N2 रिसीव कर लिया, दोनों ऐड करके वो सम में स्टोर हो गया, वो जब रिटर्न किया तो यहाँ पे ये रिटर्न होकर के प्रिंट हो गया। आया समझ में? यहाँ पे वैल्यू रिटर्न क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि ऐड मेथड रिटर्न कर रहा है। और प्रिंट क्यों हो रहा है वो रिटर्न्ड वैल्यू? क्योंकि प्रिंटलन के अंदर लिखी हो। अच्छा, अब अगर मान लो कि ऐड मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप अगर मैं वॉइड कर देता हूँ, ठीक है, तो सबसे पहली बात तो यहाँ पे एक एरर आएगा, अनएक्सपेक्टेड रिटर्न। ठीक है, अनएक्सपेक्टेड रिटर्न वैल्यू। ठीक है, अनएक्सपेक्टेड रिटर्न वैल्यू, क्योंकि रिटर्न टाइप वॉइड है तो तुम रिटर्न नहीं कर सकते, तुम क्या कर सकते हो? प्रिंट कर सकते हो। ठीक है, तुम इसके अंदर प्रिंट कर सकते हो, या मान लो कुछ नहीं करते हैं, चलो 1 मिनट के लिए, चलो ठीक है, तुम लोग बोलो जैसा रिटर्न कर सकते हो कम से कम प्रिंट तो कीजिए। तो सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंट एलन, ठीक, यहाँ पे मान लो मैं प्रिंट कर देता हूँ सम को। ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे एरर आएगा, क्यों? क्योंकि देखो ये मेथड अब ऐड, ये जो मेथड ऐड है अब तो कोई वैल्यू को रिटर्न नहीं कर रहा। अगर यहाँ पे कोई वैल्यू रिटर्न होगा नहीं तो प्रिंट क्या होगा? इसलिए कंपाइलर एरर देगा, क्या? वॉइड टाइप नॉट अलाउड हियर, void type not allowed here। ये एरर क्यों आ रहा है? What is the reason? ये एरर क्यों आ रहा है? Very interesting। The reason is here we are getting this error because compile time error, because add method is not returning any value. Add method is not returning any value. Add method is not returning any value। Okay, क्लियर ना? ऐड मेथड इज नॉट रिटर्निंग, तो कुछ रिटर्न नहीं हो रहा तो प्रिंट कैसे होगा? क्या प्रिंट करेगा? वो कुछ रिटर्न करे तब तो प्रिंट। क्लियर? सो दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट? दिस पार्ट, within the parenthesis of println method we can call a method। can we call a method? Yes, we can, but the condition is the return type of m1 method or that particular method should be apart from void। And if the return type of any method is void, then you cannot call that method from within the parentheses of println, because nothing will be written by the method. So what will be printed? Nothing will be printed. So compiler will give you syntax error. Compiler will give you syntax error. Is this clear? Okay. So like this, you can try many programs. Clear? So now what else is left? Many concepts are left, but for today's class, shall I discuss any other thing? Yes. Now listen. To add two numbers, in how many ways a program can be written? If the task is to add two numbers and display the result. Okay. See, public public class adder, public class adder. Okay, this is number one, technique number one, how to add two numbers. Now everything I will write within the main method. Public static static void main capital str ing string array space args. Okay, now I will write here int n1. Int n1 is equal to 10. Int n2 is equal to 20. And then I will write int sum is equal to n1 plus n2, n1 plus n2. System.out.println sum. Okay, control के no syntax error. Now here, if I will call the main method, I will get the output 30. Okay, again if I call the main method, again I will get the output 30. If I call the main method again I will get the output 30. What is the reason? Because the values are not changed. What if I want the values from the user? Then in such case we can use scanner. Okay, import import java.util.sca and near scanner. Okay. Now within the block of main method, I will have to create an object of scanner SCA, and here scanner SCN is equal to new scanner, and within the parenthesis I have to write system.in. Okay, now let me display a message system.out.println, system.out.println, enter two integer numbers, enter two integer numbers, enter two integer numbers. Int n1 is equal to scanner object dot next int. Okay, int n2 is equal to scanner object dot next int. Okay, now compile, no syntax error. Now here what will happen on the output screen only, I will be asked two values, two integer values. If I enter 40, then enter, then 50, I will get the output 90. I will get the output 90. Okay, so you can write it like this also. Suppose if I write what, within double quotes, sorry, within double quotes, sum of concatenation sign n1, concatenation sign, and concatenation sign n2, concatenation sign is equal to some control mistake, yes, plus concatenation sign, some control ke no syntax error. So here if you give any value, suppose the values are 500 and 200, so here it will show sum of 500 and 200 is equal to 700. Clear? Okay, so this is one way. What if I give the task of adding two numbers to a separate method? So what I will do, I will define another method. What will be that method? Public public static static void void add, and I will declare two parameters n1 and n2, n1 and n2. Okay, let me make it num1 and num2. Okay, so num1 and num2. Even if you make n1 and n2, it is okay. Okay, listen, so here I will write int sum is equal to scanner object dot next int, not next int, sorry, int sum is equal to formal parameter num1 plus num2, num2, then system.out.println, what, sum of concatenation sign num1 concatenation sign and concatenation sign num2 concatenation sign is equal to concatenation sign your sum. Okay, sum, close the block of add method. Now this task, see these two lines are written within the block of add method. Why? Because the task of adding the two numbers has been given to add method and displaying the result, these two tasks. So what is the task of add method? See, if we go into the depth, what are the tasks of add method? The first task, it is accepting two values through the method parameter. Yes or no? It is accepting two integer values through its method parameter. सबसे पहला काम ऐड मेथड क्या कर रहा है, जो भी इसको कॉल करेगा तो ये दो वैल्यूज डिमांड करेगा, भैया दो वैल्यूज दो, नहीं तो मैं कॉल होने वाला नहीं हूँ, मैं तभी कॉल होऊंगा जब तुम दो वैल्यूज दोगे। ऐसा कौन कह रहा है? ऐड मेथड कह रहा है। क्यों? क्योंकि ऐड मेथड को हमने पैरामीटराइज बना दिया, बिना वैल्यू को पाए ये मेथड कॉल होने से रहा। ठीक है, अच्छा दूसरा काम ये क्या कर रहा है, दो नंबर को ऐड करके सम के अंदर स्टोर कर रहा है। तीसरा काम ये क्या कर रहा है, वो जो सम निकला उसको डिस्प्ले कर रहा है, सिंपल। तो यानी कि ये दो लाइन यहाँ जो मेन मेथड के अंदर लिखे थे यहाँ से हटा देंगे, क्योंकि हम अब क्या कर रहे हैं, टास्क को डिवाइड कर रहे हैं। पहले प्रोग्राम में क्या कर रहे थे, सारा का सारा काम मेन मेथड के अंदर करते। अब हमने सोचा नहीं, मेन मेथड के अंदर यूजर से वैल्यू लेंगे और ये जो ऐड करके डिस्प्ले करने का जो काम है ये सेपरेट ऐड मेथड को दे देते हैं। तो हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे, ऐड मेथड को कॉल करते समय यूजर से जो लिए हैं ना वैल्यूज, वो कहाँ पे स्टोर है, n1 n2 में, तो वही पास कर देंगे n1 n2, n1 n2। ठीक है, कंट्रोल के नो सिंटेक्स। तो होगा क्या, इसमें होगा क्या? ये n1 का वैल्यू जो भी होगा ये रिसीव कर लेगा num1, n2 का वैल्यू जो भी होगा ये रिसीव कर लेगा num2। क्लियर? सी कंपाइल क्लोज मेन मेथड। ओके, अब यहाँ पे हम लोग दिए एंटर टू इंटीजर नंबर्स, एंटर टू इंटीजर नंबर्स। ठीक है, मान लो यहाँ पे दिए 40 एंटर 30, तो क्या आ रहा है? सम ऑफ 40 एंड 30 इज इक्वल टू 70। ठीक है, ये कैसे आया? क्वेश्चन अराइज होता है सर ये आया कैसे? देखो yes, listen, we have called the main method. Now within the main method we have created the object of class scanner. We have created the object of class scanner. Enter to integer numbers. Okay, n1 n2 n1 n2. So this value 40, see the output, in the output screen we have got the message enter to integer numbers. Okay, then 40, the value 40 will come here by the help of next end method, and in the variable n1, in the variable n1 40 will be stored. In the variable n1 value 40 will be stored, value 40 will be stored. Then 30 will be taken by the second next end method and it will be stored in n2. So n2 will possess the value 30. So when I'm calling the add method, I'm passing n1 and n2, and n1 is holding the value 40 and n2 is holding the value 30. Clear? Okay. So 40 is received by the formal parameter num1 and 30 is received by num2. So here we can say num1 is holding the value 40 and num2 is holding the value 30. 40 plus 30. Okay, 40 plus 30, that is equal to 70. That is equal to 70. So here we got the output sum of num1. What is the value of num1? The formal parameter 40. So sum of 40. Then and num2. What is the value of num2? 30. Okay, then is equal to sum. What is the value of sum? It is 70. So we are getting sum of 40 and 30 is equal to 70. Sum of 40 and 30 is equal to 70. Is this clear? Okay. Now listen. What if I divide the task again? For example, the task of taking the input from the user to a separate method called input method. Okay, called input method. So let me define input method now. Okay, public static void input method, public void input, public static void input. Okay, now within this method what I will do, I will write, I will cut these codes and paste it here. Yes. Now within the main method, first of all, I will call the input method. Okay, first of all, I will call the input method. Okay, I will call the input method. Okay, and then the input method will call the add method. Okay, very interesting, very interesting. So we will call the main method. Main method will call the input method. Then the input method, we have taken two integer values from the user. We have taken two integer values from the user. The first integer value will be stored in n1. The second integer value will be stored in n2. Okay, then while calling the add method, I have passed n1 and n2. And these values will be received by num1 and num2. And then it will calculate the sum, store in sum, and then display. Okay, compile, no syntax error, close, and then let us call the main method. Enter two integer number, suppose 45 and 90. So it is 135. Yes or no? Correct? Now listen. See, so we have called the main method. Within the main method is called input method. Yes or no? The control will go to the input method. So here on the output screen, we will get the message what? We will get the message, enter two integer numbers. Enter two integer numbers. Now, my target is just to tell you there are varieties of ways in which Java programs can be written. And every way is correct, my dear student. It totally depends upon the demand of the question. If the demand of the question is specified that you have to do in this particular manner only, then you are bound to do that particular program in that manner only. But if no such demand is created within the question, then you have the complete liberty to choose your own way of writing the program. Is this clear? Okay. Now listen. So enter to integer number. Suppose I have entered 10 and 15. So 10, the value 10 will be received by the first nextInt method, and 15 will be received by the second nextInt method. So within n1, the value 10 is there, and within n2, the value 15 is there, right? So 10 will be passed to num1 and 15 will be passed to num2. So what is the value? What are the values of num1 and num2? 10 plus 15. 10 plus 15 is 25. 25 will be stored in sum. So we will get the output sum of what is the value of num1? 10. And what is the value of num2? It is 15. Okay, then is equal to, we will get is equal to sum. What is sum? It is 25. Is this clear? So this is the technique of method calling. This is the technique of method calling. Now, one more twist. What if I make the return type of add method int? Then I cannot display it here. We will get error, missing return statement. So we will not display the sum here. Instead, we will return the value of sum. Now, if we are returning, where it will get returned? Here, from where it was called. Okay, so here I can store in a local variable and declare with data type int. Okay, here I can display system.out.println what of sum of concatenation sign. Now I cannot write num1 here because num1 is the local variable of add method. You cannot use num1 within the block of input method because num1 is the local variable of add method. So where are the values in variables n1 and n2? So you will write sum of n1 concatenation sign and concatenation sign n2 concatenation sign is equal to concatenation sign s. Okay, control K, no syntax. Now what is happening here? Listen, very, very interesting. First of all, let me execute this. Suppose the first number is 12 and then the second number is 10. So it is 22. Correct. Now what is happening here? Listen. Listen. So first of all, we will call the main method. Now within the block of main method, I have called input method. So the control will go to the input method. Now within the input method, I have created an object of scanner class and then I have displayed a message to the user, enter to integer number. Suppose this is the output screen. This is the output screen. Okay, so the message is enter two integer numbers. Enter two integer numbers. Okay. Now, suppose if I give 10 and 12. So the value 10 will be taken by the first nextInt method and the value 20 will be taken by the second nextInt method. That means this value 10, which is given by the user, is stored in n1 variable, and the value 12, which is given by the user, is stored in variable n2. Now, when you are passing n1 and n2, Okay, when you're passing n1 and n2, so the value n1, what is the value of n1? It is 10, yes or no? The value of n1 is 10, and what is the value of n2? It is 12. So 10 is received by num1, so it has the value 10, and 12 is received by num2, and the value is 12. Okay, now num1 plus num2, it means 10 plus 12, that is equal to 22, will be stored in sum, and then 22 will be returned. The value 22 will be returned where, listen, very very interesting. 20, the value 22 will be returned at this particular place, at this particular place. So the value 22 is getting stored in the variable s. So when you are printing, when you're writing sum of, so you will get the output sum of n1. What is the value of n1? See, n1 10, sum of 10, and then n2. What is the value of n2? It is 12. Yes or no? Is equal to s. What is the value of s? 22. Is this clear? So this is what is happening. Okay. So the return type of methods plays a very important role in programming. Okay. So if the concept is clear, you can write the program, write the same program in varieties of ways. Okay. Is this clear? I hope the concept is clear. So try some other programs also. Okay. Create your own thinking, create your own question, try. If there is any doubt, please ask. Bye bye. Take care.